Hey there, Avon team members. Today is Sunday, July the 13th, and I just wanted to touch base with you about the shipping situations. And I thought, why reinvent the wheel? Let me just read something from corporate, which I emailed to everybody. Unless your email is bad with Avon, then it bounces back. And I posted it on the team page as well, and I'm just going to reread it right now and then give you some of my suggestions afterwards. So okay, we want to provide a quick update on the status of the systems changeover as we know how important this is. The UPS Maxi code, which was a unique code on the label, that was the one I told you guys that looked like a QR code, has been resolved. So orders placed from last Friday, which would have been July the 3rd, and forward will resume shipping as usual. And then I'm going to skip this because it's Canadian. Okay, for most orders, those that were sent to UPS, then F&S, and then back to UPS, tracking information is expected to appear in your Avon account by the end of the week. Saturday, July the 12th, if your order does not appear with the tracking after the 12th. Okay, now this is important before I even go on, moving on to the next screen. Do you have a tracking number? A lot of us have a tracking number. The only thing that it's telling us is that UPS does not have possession of it, right? So that's where, and this is me just telling you if it were me, what I would do. I would keep clicking on that tracking number that you did receive. Or wait a minute, let me think this through. Some of our labels, my first box was relabeled. It had a label over it. So if you got a tracking code from before, that one's probably, especially those ones in June, they're probably not valid, right? Because unless, wish I would have thought, sorry, I'm just thinking on the camera here. On my duplicate order, oh, I did have two different tracking numbers, but they had no idea that I had a duplicate order. I was just honest and sent it all back. Trying to think here. Okay, so let me just think out loud here. Both times, the first order that was just missing in action, I never got the notification of shipment. It actually came to me through UPS email, which means I have a My Choice account, letting me know it's going to be delivered that day. Meanwhile, when I clicked on that tracking number, here it had already made it to newsstand the night before, and they said that it was probably because they were able to manually fix my label because there were still humans working there. Okay, so let me pause this real quick. It's quite a conundrum here because I'm thinking to myself, they're saying that your tracking information is expected to appear in your Avon account. Oh, you know what, guys? Your Avon tracking will appear on your invoice. But there you have it. It has to say it processed in order for you to access that, right? And honestly, mine were still processing, and here the first shipment was on its way. So, I'm no help there, am I? Okay. If the tracking number doesn't appear in your Avon account by the end of this week, Saturday, July the 12th at the latest, if your order does not appear with the tracking after the 12th, please contact, no, that didn't sound right, did it, guys? It's kind of covered up. I think I might have double read that. If your order does not appear with the tracking after the 12th, please contact Care Center so we can analyze and process replacements, credits, or refunds depending on the situation. For larger or more complex orders, we may reach out to ambassadors directly to coordinate next steps. For items that were canceled in Campaign 13, we will honor Campaign 13 pricing when reordered in Campaign 14. Orders will need to be submitted and claim placed with Care Center anytime after submission. We appreciate your patience and understanding as we work through these challenges and remain committed to supporting you every step of the way. Okay, so Kim, thinking about you, you would need to put your Campaign 13 order with your Campaign 14 order. And if you've already submitted a Campaign 14 order, which I bet you, if I were you guys who had a 13 that's never showed up, I probably wouldn't have submitted Campaign 14. Although I will tell you that Pam said on our Facebook feed that she placed 2 Campaign 13 orders. She's never received them, but she placed her Campaign 14 order and everything was fine. Something else that I was thinking about is the money. So I use a credit card all the time because this girl likes cash back. But if you are using a debit card, it was saying that your money was just on hold in the email that was shared with me, or the email that was shared with me, or text message. And then it looked to me when the girl screenshot the charge, I said, well, it looks like they did take it out on June the 27th. And then let me think. What my friend said is that when she uses a debit card, that the money really is just on hold and it doesn't even come out until the order did ship. So the ledger balance and the actual balance are different. I don't know if that'll help you there or not. And then, okay, let me see if there's anything I didn't cover here. Okay. Yeah. Now, if it were me, I would try to see by looking on your invoice if you can find the UPS tracking number, which would be the number 1 and then a Z and then the other numbers. And then, which are like, what I think, 16 digits. I would probably do that. I would try the call center. And you know what I said to my husband? I said, boy, it'd be really nice if you called and they say your wait time's like an hour, but we'll be happy to call you back. I kind of hope they put that system in place, and I'm going to try to say that to corporate, because, you know, it's really hard to multitask in my life anymore. And luckily I can put a phone on my shirt or my dress or whatever and walk it around with me, my landline. But I don't think people do that with their cell phones, you know, and a lot of people don't have a landline anymore. So if it were me, I think I would just, because we don't close out Campaign 14 until Tuesday, I think that I would just keep trying on Monday to see if there's any shipping available, just so I wouldn't have to deal with the customer care center and maybe the wait time. But, you know, it's completely up to you, and your situation could be completely different than mine. Or you know, I mean, I know I had, you know, needed to get my bug guard out, like in a timely manner. But I wrote down the names of everyone I could think of that I've been chatting back and forth with on their missing orders. And the baby's coming tonight, have her all day tomorrow. But if I can get any downtime, like nap time, or she's like happy on the activity mat, I'll be looking up just trying to see what I can find out on my end. And then I'll touch base with you once I have that opportunity. But hey, thanks so much for hanging in there. Hey, I wanted to share something about this bracelet. It is a toggle. I really like it. It actually, this one, maybe it's because it's a little weighty, it stays in place and it's not like way down. See what's nice? It's usually a bracelet I have goes way far down. This one's actually staying in place. That never happens with these type of bracelets for me. So again, it might be the weight, but anyway, Thank you for hanging in there. It's been stressful for me. I know how stressful it is for those. Like I've experienced everything you've experienced. I'm just grateful that I got my orders, and I'm so empathetic to everyone who hasn't gotten their order, who has paid for it, and you have to pay your orders up front. And what do you do with your campaign 14? And like I told the one girl, I said, she wants to submit her 14 before we close out because she wants to get those prices on some things. And I said, I would submit my order and just let it be there in La La Land, because anything that gets marked by, anything that is submitted by Tuesday night on July the, what would it be, the 15th, that will be the pricing you lock in. Oh, and something else. Oh, don't get lost here, Lori. And then I would sort out, I'd lock in my prices, and then I'd sort out the billing. And I'd be more than happy to help you with that, guys. If math is tricky for you, I can try to look at your account and see what you need to do. And you know, guys, remember how there were a lot of people that I had shared, put your campaign 12 prices in because everything was so much lower then, and then submit it with your campaign 13. And everybody who submitted with, I think everybody that submitted with campaign 13, what I did was I kept some things, but then I moved the other items to the wait list, because I'm like, I'll put it in my second order to get my free stuff, you know, on Thursday or Friday whenever I submit. And here, after I submitted my order, I didn't want to forget they were on the wait list. I moved them back in for campaign 13, and all the prices reverted back to the campaign 13. But I was going to say to you folks who, I think that I would call Avon and fight for my pricing, my campaign 12 pricing, if you put it in for 13. Now, I'm sure, like me, you're like, well, I ain't paying that. I'm just going to delete it. That's what I did. I just deleted it. I'm like, well, I'm not going to pay that price, and I don't want to sit on stock at that price, so I deleted it. I was just giving my customers time to say, yes, please order me this, that, or another thing at the lower price. But anyhow, luckily in campaign 14, the fragrances that are classic are 2 for $19.50, and the ultimate, some of the ultimate and the platinum are 2 for $44. Not the little higher end stuff though. But all right, sorry guys for everything that we're all going through. And I think about something my dear mother-in-law always says in a difficult situation. It's always been really, really rough stuff that we were dealing with. And she says, we just have to get through it. And that just, you know, today before I, you know, when I was thinking about what should we cover to help them out today, her words, we just have to get through it, came through, and I went, yep, that's exactly right. We just have to get through it. So thank you for hanging in there. Rightfully so, you should be upset. I know I am for you. I'm empathetic in every way. But I also know that sometimes you're just things that are out of your control. You know, Avon even said, hey, this wasn't intentional. We didn't mean to do it. We didn't want to disrupt anybody's business, and it's costing them a lot of money to do what they have to do to fix the problem. So, all right, have a great day or night whenever you watch this. And again, thanks for all you do. And God willing, I'll get my campaign, what campaign, 15 video made, hopefully by Tuesday night.